Hello everybody and welcome back to the Lone Star Aviator channel. Today we've got a great video for you. We're going to be flying this beautiful Baron G58 behind me from Salem, Oregon over to Hillsboro, Oregon. It's going to be a nice short VFR hop in the Microsoft Flight Simulator 2020. Let's go ahead and hop in the cockpit and get this thing started. Alright everybody, welcome to the beautiful cold and dark cockpit of the Baron G58. I'm going to go ahead and pop up our route right over here so you guys can see kind of what it looks like. It's pretty much direct, going to be a VFR, a very short flight, nothing too bad. Probably going to head up to about 2,500 feet today is what I'm planning on. So what we can go and do is start getting these battery masters on. Avionics master can come on as well. Normally I like to do that after engine start, but we're going to program our flight plan into here, which is very, very minimal since it is just a direct up to Kilo Hotel India Oscar. Okay guys, so let's start getting the flight plan implemented here. So we got KHI, we'll go and throw the I into there. There we go. Portland Hillsboro sounds good. We'll go and click enter and then activate. Perfect. So that flight plan is in there, which you guys saw earlier. We can start doing some of the before start checklist stuff. I don't believe the windows open. Sadly, they do not. Beautiful twin engine aircraft. Gotta absolutely love the Baron. Those flaps need to come up as of right now. So Peter Heat can stay off for now. We can get these guys on. Actually, we'll get those after the engine starts as the alternators. We can get the beacon light on and turn on the nav light as well. We won't really need any cockpit lights as of right now. Let's go and get mixture forwards on the right. Go throttles up, throttles back, and then we will go ahead and open that about a 1/4 of an inch. Props full forward. Clear. We are clear on both sides, and we can go ahead and start up engine number 2. Go and hold the starter down, and that should start us up nicely here. Let's go and look at our instruments. Everything's rising nicely. RPM is rising as well. Looks very, very good. I want to idle that right at around 1,000 RPM, which it looks to be doing very, very good right now. Oil pressure looks good. Everything is good on the right engine. Let's go ahead and start up the left engine now, so we can go ahead, mixture full rich. Go ahead, get some fuel introduced, back, and then open that just a 1/4 of an inch with our throttles here. There we go. That is good enough, and we can go ahead and start up the left engine now. Okay, perfect. Go ahead and look at our engines here. Everything looks to be good as well. Idling right about 1,000 RPM. All of our cylinder head temps and everything are good. Oil temperatures rising as the engine runs a little longer. We got plenty of fuel for today's flight. We won't be using barely any of it. It's a super short hop up to Hillsboro, as you guys can see. Looks like just about 40 nautical miles, a little less. Should be a very fun flight in the beautiful Portland scenery, which, by the way, if you see the weather, amazing day to go flying, so absolutely love that. Our pitot heat is going to come on. These guys can come on as well, and everything else here looks to be good. What we can also do is go ahead and grab our ATIS information. So if we head over to Navigraph here, there we go. So here's our Navigraph. You guys saw this route earlier. We can go up to here, click the McNary Airport, which we are at. We can go to open charts and then head to weather. So we got literally 0 wind. Wind is nice and calm. Everything is clear, 10 nautical miles visibility. Amazing, amazing, amazing. And 3003 for our altimeter. We'll head down here and we can put in 3003, I believe it was. Yes, 3003 is set, and there's nothing to cross check. We're just about ready to head out. Thank you guys so much for watching this video so far. If you guys are interested in what I'm using for this flight, as far as my flight sim gear, my setup, everything will be linked in the description down below, so feel free to check that out. Let's get flying. Okay guys, so we're all set up and ready to go for taxi here. So what we can go ahead and do is turn on our taxi lights. Landing lights can stay off for now. Ice protection can stay off, and strobe can stay off as well. Since the wind is calm, we can really choose any runway. Looks like we'll go ahead and hop on runway 34 here because that is going the most north, and we'll be heading up pretty much directly north today. So we'll take a right out of here, taxi down Charlie, and then I believe it turns into Foxtrot there, down to runway 34. So let's do it. We are taxiing out here. We're going to make a right off of the ramp, make sure that we're clear on the left, which we are. We can actually pull these prop levers back a little bit while we're taxiing. Okay, sweet. So we're heading down Charlie here. Looks like there's some ground equipment in the way of us. So what we'll go ahead and do, since the simulator wants to place that there, we'll go ahead and head to the right just a little bit. Honestly, not a big deal at all. I believe this is just some GSX placement, nothing too bad. So we'll come down here. We're going to set our altitude for today's flight. So it's going to be around 2,500, I'm thinking. So 2,300, 2,500, there we go. Always want to have 500 feet because we are going to be VFR on today's flight. No ATC, we're off the VATSIM network, so we will have some videos coming soon on VATSIM, but as of right now, we do not have any ATC coverage. We're just going to do a nice, fun offline flight. Let's head to the run-up pad here and do a quick little run-up on the engines before we head out of here. Since we did start cold and dark, first flight of the aircraft, let's go and set that parking brake and get things rolling here with the run-up. Alright guys, for the run-up, we've got our prop levers all the way forward. We're going to go ahead and start increasing these levers. Now, I don't know the exact percentage in the Baron 58, so what I'm going to go ahead and do is bring both engines up 1700 RPM, just because that's what I'm used to in the 172. So let's see, let's bring that right engine down just a little bit more. Try to stabilize it as close to 1700 RPM as we can. That's fine there. Everything looks in the green and good. We can go right engine to left. And slight drop, nothing too bad. Everything sounds and looks good. We can go back to both. Everything's going to come back up. Everything's remaining in the green. Looks sweet. Let's go to the right magneto now. Slight drop. Everything still looks good and in the green. And it does not drop past a certain amount. And it stabilizes. Looks good. Back to both there. Perfect. Back to both. Everything comes nicely back up. Alright, now for the right engine, we can go ahead and bring that back to the left magneto. There's the drop. Everything remains in the green like we like to see. And back to both now. And it's rising very steadily. It looks very, very good. We got good manifold pressure as well. Nice and stable. So we can come back to the right magneto. There's the slight drop, but we're maintaining that RPM. Everything remaining in the green once again. And back to both on that guy. We'll do a quick flight control check. You guys can see what I'm doing here. We're going to go forward, back, right, left, rudders right, rudders left. Now we are officially just about ready for takeoff, guys. Before we take off, let's go and drop the flaps one notch to approach flaps. We can get our landing lights on, taxi lights coming off, and strobe light on as well. Let's go and take runway 34. Our final looks clear, and so does the runway. Let's do it, guys. Okay, crossing that whole short line, no ATC on today, so we don't have to worry about getting any clearances or anything like that. Runway 34, I got a big old 34 there, looking good. Just go ahead and crank this thing left. What a small runway we've got here. We'll go ahead and hold on the brakes once we line up and power up and then get on out of here, guys. Let me know if you're ready. Alright, throttle is coming up, both engines advancing. Everything looks good in the green. Off the brakes, heels to the floor. A little bit of right rudder, keep it on the runway here. We are going to definitely take off pretty fast. Put the nose down just a bit. Everything looks good still. There's about 90 knots, starting to rotate here. Nice and easy. And gear is coming up already. What a beautiful rotation. This is a nice bearing here. Just going to start the timer for this flight. Should be a pretty short flight today. Nothing too crazy at all. Beautiful views off the left side. She is flying amazingly. Let's go and follow those flight directors as of right now. We can actually climb a little bit more. I've got the VS set to 1,000 feet per minute, but we'll do 1,500 and try to hold that there. This thing is so speedy. Absolutely love it. Flaps coming up. We're at 800 feet now. Alright guys, we're coming up pretty fast. We're going to bring those throttles back as we blew just 100 feet past that 2,500 feet that we were aiming for. So we'll keep pulling those throttles back as we are getting nice and speedy here and follow those flight directors, get back on course. We'll get that autopilot on here in just a second, but we won't let the aircraft have all the fun just yet. Not too long until we arrive at Hillsborough. We are not very high up at all. And a little bit of turbulence. Very bumpy here today, surprisingly, since the winds are calm, but we got some terrain turbulence below us, I assume. Alright guys, go get the autopilot on. Autopilot has been engaged, and I believe we should maybe not have the audio on this aircraft. Let me know if there is and I'm just missing something, guys. But either way, autopilot has been engaged. We're holding that altitude and it's following the GPS. A little bumpy on today's flight in our bearing, but nonetheless some beautiful views out the windows. Look at that. If you guys have not subscribed yet, feel free to hit that subscribe button down below, as well as like the video if you're enjoying what you see so far. Everything that I use to fly will be down in the description below, all of my setup as well as our Discord server and our other socials, so feel free to check that out, guys. Thank you so much for watching the video so far, and I hope you guys are enjoying. Alright, so as we head on our way to Portland here, you guys can see we're getting there slowly but surely. We're just off of Salem, leaving their airspace, that Class Echo there, and then heading towards the Portland area, the western Portland area there into Hillsborough. What we want to do is go and grab our ATIS as of right now so we can know what's going on over in Hillsborough. And we got variable at 5 knots, so not too bad. 10 nautical miles of visibility clear, and we got 3004 for the altimeter. So what we'll do, we'll grab our handy dandy notepad, write that stuff down so that we don't forget it. We'll also check when we're a little closer if we need to, but should be a nice short flight for us today. Everything's going well so far. Now approaching these hills here, it's definitely getting a little bumpy. You're gonna have our hands on the controls just in case the autopilot can't handle it. Looks like we're gonna clear them by about 700 feet. Still gonna keep our hands on that. It's definitely gonna be some updrafts on this side and possibly some downdrafts on the other side, so we will be prepared for that. Go ahead and slow down a bit as we get over it. If you ever have some turbulence, especially in a smaller aircraft, you definitely want to slow down just a bit. After these mountains, or these hills I suppose, we will start our descent down into Hillsboro, Oregon. If you guys have not predicted how the landing is gonna go so far, predict it down below. How do you think this landing is going to be? Good, medium, or bad? I'm thinking it might be a medium because I have not landed this Baron in a long time, but we'll see how it goes. Alright, so now what we can go ahead and do, we're past those hills, we're going to put this to 1,200 feet. The elevation over at Hillsboro is 200 feet, so we'll be 1,000 above that at 1,200 feet for pattern altitude. And we can go ahead and click vertical speed mode and start descending here just a bit. Nice slow descent on the way down. Keep it nice and slow. Definitely want to be ahead of the aircraft. Here, we can also turn our landing lights on. If we were on the ATC network, we would go ahead and talk to them, but we are not today. We'll be soon though, so make sure you guys stay tuned and hit that subscribe button if you have not already to see stuff like that. So I'm gonna go ahead and go over here. We can go to proc and then select an approach today. We're not gonna be running any ILSs as it's nice and visual for us today, but we will run the visual runway 31 left. We'll go ahead and activate that as well, so it can at least put a little outline for us on the map, which will help us out a lot. Guys, autopilot's coming off. And a flight director's coming off as well. What we're gonna go ahead and do is hand fly this approach in here on the way into Hillsboro. Definitely still very bumpy. Got a little farther to go. Got that glide slope there as well, so we'll try to capture that as best as possible and intercept this at about a 90-degree angle, so we'll start making that right turn. Pulling those throttles back just a bit as we come down here. We'll go ahead and pull the props back as well. It's definitely hard with no prop levers physically, so I can't really control like manifold pressure with the throttle as well as RPMs to match in the simulator the best here, so bear with me on that, guys. I apologize, but either way, let's go ahead, try not to descend, keep some power in, definitely add a lot of trim here. This thing is bumpy, absolutely bumpy. We got some variable winds, so I don't normally fly with these, but on this G1000 here, you guys can obviously see there's those boxes which kind of help you get onto the path, I suppose, which, I mean, I'm not complaining about. Obviously, they're not necessarily on glide slopes, so we don't want to go down with them because they're on the floor, but it will help us with that localizer here, which it seems I might have blown through. That's all right. We'll keep a nice turn coming through. A little steeper, but we don't want to overpull and end up spinning the aircraft or anything like that. All right, guys, we're going to go and drop the gear now. Let's get closer here and then re-intercept that localizer. Not my best flying right now. This thing is definitely touchy with all this turbulence, but it's all right. No visual of the runway just yet. Oh, there we go. Right as I say that, we got a visual of the runway. Start kicking that rudder in, get it back over. Approach flaps coming down. Really kicking it over here. There we go. We got 3-1 left in sight. And on the heading bug looks correct. Getting closer, guys. Last chance to put those landing predictions in the comments. Make sure you don't cheat. Let's land this Baron 58. Definitely heavy on the ailerons here. Crabbing just a bit. It seems like the wind's coming from the right, but it's also variable, switching around a lot. Go ahead and add another notch of flaps here and slow this thing down. I like to land it at around 80, high 80s, but that's just me. I'm honestly not sure the exact speeds for this aircraft, but definitely approaching higher than 90, so let's keep that throttle coming up. We're nice on those poppy lights, nice on center line, a little bit to the left, which I'm trying to kick over now. Getting some rudder action in here. A little high now. Pulling those throttles for altitude. Watching these trees below us. After we get past these trees, should get a little less bumpy, at least I'm hoping so. As we come on down. Coming in a little fast, going to pull the throttle back. And all flaps are down. We have made the runway for sure, so we'll keep that nose up and start pulling the power. Nose to the numbers. Coming down nicely here, right at about 80 knots. That's where I like it. And we can go and pull the power up towards the end of the runway and start flying it down into our flare. It is windy. Woo. Flaring it out, just hold it off. Hold it off. little too much flare. Oof. And we are down. A little bit of a rough landing. Floated it way too much. Overflared that, but that's all right. We are down safely here out of Hillsboro. Slowing down nicely. Get on those brakes. And hopefully we can vacate left here soon. All right, so now that we're on the runway, we can go and clean up, get those flaps up. Prop levers are good for taxi. Add some throttle here. We're going to go ahead and take a left on Alpha 5 and taxi to parking over on the GA ramp. What an amazing flight, guys. Let me know what you guys thought about that down in the comments. Wow. Gotta love this Baron. Very bumpy one today. Very, very bumpy. So, made for a fun arrival. We'll go and park up here, get our taxi lights on, and landing lights coming off. Strobe light as well can come off so we're not strobing people around here. Make sure we don't hit this beautiful TBM to our right and park it up right next to it. Might come to the right here, making sure that we're clear of everything. Looking good, looking good. And keep on kicking it right. Add some brakes so we don't hit this TBM. And make sure our wing is clear and park it on up. Oof, almost. Well, let's go and set our parking brake and get these engines off, pulling the mixture back and off on both of these. What an amazing flight, guys. Still got a little bit to go. We're gonna turn all these guys off, and avionics master can come off. Both the alternators can come off. Let's go ahead and click those guys off. Pitot heat's off. All of our lights are off. Flaps are up. And finally, what we can go and do is turn the batteries off. I don't believe the door opens. No, it does not, sadly. So I will meet you guys outside for the outro. Alright guys, well, we've completed our short hop over to Hillsboro. I want to thank you guys so much for watching today's video. It truly means the world to me. We got there in this beautiful bumpy Baron today. Remember, Jesus loves you. Thank you so much for watching today. Hit that subscribe button if you haven't already, and make sure you stay tuned for future videos ahead. Thank you. See you.